Good, happy Saturday afternoon, February 13th, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Saturday afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, fire destroys part of Paul Newman's Camp for Ill Children. A fast-moving fire destroyed multiple buildings at a beloved hole in the wall gang camp in Ashford, Connecticut, Friday. Ashford fire officials said they responded to an alarm and several calls for smoke around 4:54 p.m. When they arrived, they found a large fire in the main camp building, which is one large wood structure with smaller interconnected areas within. It took about 90 minutes to contain the fire, officials said. That main building was destroyed as well as a smaller adjacent one, but crews were able to save the camp's dining hall and infirmary areas. Ashford Deputy Chief said it appears the building was empty at the time. No injuries were reported. The Hole in the Wall gang camp was founded by actor Paul Newman. It is a camp that provides a true summer camp experience for seriously ill children and provides programs for their families. The camp has full medical facilities on site to give the children all the care they would normally receive in a hospital setting. We are saddened to share that there was a fire at the Hole in the Wall gang camp this evening, the CEO said in a statement. We are extremely grateful that it appears nobody was injured, but can confirm that our arts and crafts, wood shop, cooking zone, and camp store buildings were all destroyed. We deeply appreciate the quick response of the local fire departments in Connecticut State Police Group C. Although the cause of the fire is unknown at this time, what is known is that the Hole in the Wall gang camp is a community devoted to hope and healing. We will get through this in the way that we always have and always will as a family. Officials did not say whether the fire is being considered suspicious. The Connecticut State Police Fire and Explosion Unit is assisting the fire marshal in investigating the cause of the fire. Federal officials from ATF and FBI also responded. The investigation into the cause is ongoing. Any witnesses to the fire are encouraged to call Connecticut State Police Troop C. Maine Walmart Sam Clubs begin giving COVID vaccines. Walmart's and Sam Club stores in Maine are joining the state's coronavirus vaccination effort as the only federal partner administering shots there. First doses were given to eligible Mainers, including residents of the state who are 70 and older, at dozens of stores, pharmacies beginning on Friday. Each week, the store will receive more than 4,000 doses to dole out to patients who sign up for appointments. On Thursday, skyrocketing demand overwhelmed a web portal to sign up for the vaccines, but the Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention spokesman said that problem has since been fixed. He added that he had been in consistent communication about the problem with Walmart that day. As of mid-Friday, there were appointments available for eligible Mainers to get vaccine dosages at Walmart in Fulton and Fairview, Seoul. Stores in many other areas like Greater Portland, Western Maine, and Down East Maine did not show any availability at that time. However, Susan never received a confirmation email and had to go to the Walmart store in person to confirm she had an appointment. She was relieved to find out that she had in fact locked in a time and felt even more comfortable after getting her injection. Any eligible Maine residents can receive a vaccine at Sam's Club stores even if they are not a Sam's Club member. Governor Baker to tour Springfield vaccine site provided COVID-19 updates. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker is scheduled to address the media from a COVID-19 vaccination site in Springfield. Saturday, his administration seeks to expand access to vaccine dosages aimed ongoing criticism of the rollout process. Baker was scheduled to tour the vaccination site at the Eastfield Mall vaccination site and give remarks at 1 p.m. The scheduled remarks come after the Baker administration this week began allowing people accompanying eligible residents 75 or older to vaccination appointments to also receive vaccination shots. Opponents of the move have criticized distributing reports of Massachusetts residents taking advantage of those who are over 75 to get to their own appointments. Legislatures have asked Baker to put the Company program on hold until those 65 and older, people with chronic conditions, and essential workers are vaccinated. Conley, a Democrat from Cambridge, is one of 20 legislators who signed a 4-page letter to Governor Charlie Baker Thursday surrounding the alarm on rules that allow people who accompany seniors to mass vaccination sites to get their own shots as well. The new policy, part of an effort to make the COVID-19 vaccine more accessible to eligible seniors, opens up vaccination opportunities to many residents who would otherwise not be eligible in the current phase of the state's vaccination plan. The system will lead to uncontained consequences. Lawmakers warn that could put thousands of healthy adults ahead of those most at risk. A spokesperson for the state's COVID-19 Command Center defended the move in an email to NBC 10 Boston. Baker himself issued a warning Thursday after hearing that some people are trying to take advantage of the new company eligibility rule to get residents 75 or older to bring them to vaccination sites. Local health departments have been begging the state for more doses of the coronavirus vaccine, claiming they're getting shortened change on their orders. Baker has come under fire over some have found the cumbrous and confusing vaccine site process. Massachusetts has earned a failing grade for its coronavirus vaccine rollout and labeled one of the worst in the nation in a recent Harvard report. Manchester shooting sends man to hospital. One man in the hospital after he was shot in Manchester, New Hampshire, Saturday morning. Around 8:45 a.m., police responded to a shooting call in the area of 351 Chestnut Street, just a half mile near SNHU Arena. The shooting victim is 62 years old. He was immediately brought to the Elliott Hospital, police said. The investigation is active. Anyone with information is asked to call Manchester Police at 603-668-8711. Rhode Island relaxes virus limits on bars, houses of worship. Churches and other houses of worship in Rhode Island will soon able to welcome more of the faithful for in-person services under loosening some coronavirus restrictions. The state Commerce Secretary said Thursday that under the guidelines that will take effect Friday, houses of worship will be allowed to fill to 40% capacity, up to from the current capacity limit of 25%. The 40% capacity limit also applies to performing arts centers, theaters, and other venues with structured seating arrangements. Bar areas in the restaurant have been closed for months are allowed to reopen as of Friday with a maximum of 4 people per table, a part-time limit of 90 minutes per party with an 11 p.m. closing time. Patrons must order food and no standing service will be allowed, he said. I don't have closure. Plane missing in Lake Champlain. Tournament victims' families 50 years later. Relatives of 5 business travelers who disappeared following a trip to Vermont 50 years ago this winter hope 2021 bring them a step closer to healing. The remains of Wilder's father, who was also named Frank, are somewhere in the lake. So is the wreckage from a crashed plane that has never been found. Greg, Donald, and Randy and Ribby also vanished the evening of January 27, 1971. The evening of the crash was just before a nasty snowstorm. The real estate developer from Atlanta had wrapped up their time in Vermont scooping out a possible project in Burlington. Their private twin-engine corporate jet vanished shortly after takeoff with no distress signal sent. Linder said early investigations did find some debris washed up following the plane's disappearance, including an oxygen tank and a wheel. In the summer of 2014, when renewed efforts launched using sonar and underwater robots, there were still no breakthroughs. However, Linder said some curious shapes were spotted on the lake bottom. Past searches have included Vermont State Police, New York State Police, private citizens interested in the search and recovery, and environmental officials from Lake Champlain Valley. Another search is tentative, set for this summer. Lake Champlain is a large body of water to mount a search in. It is 12 miles wide, and its widest point is 400 feet deep at its deepest, according to Lake Champlain Land Trust. Facts about the lake on the organization's website also shows the body of water is 120 miles long with 587 miles of shoreland. Barbara, Uncle George, piloted the plane. With the half-century mark now here, Barbara, who lives in California, is asking people from Champaign Valley if they have any old info from late January of 1971 that could help shrink the search zone. The info could include a recollection of a plane flying low over a childhood address, a flash of light in the sky, or finding some metal on the beach the following spring. Whatever it is, the families want to hear. They ask anyone with information to email them at n400cpinfo@gmail.com. 5 decades later, Coffee said she now has a motto about the mystery crash that took her father George from her and the other men from their families. During the 50th anniversary Lakeshore Memorial Service, which Frank Whittler streamed live to loved ones of the crash victims across the country, the virtual group prayed for answers. After so many years of not knowing what happened to the jet, the families of the men on board are optimistic that 2021 will finally bring a new dawn of healing. Trump's lawyers' impeachment based on hatred, not facts. Donald Trump's impeachment lawyers accused Democrats of weighing on campaign of hatred against the former president as they sped through their defense of his action of fiery words before the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, hurtling the Senate toward a final vote in historic trial. They also said the impeachment is based on hatred and not facts. And that does it for this afternoon edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon. See you back here later on today for another broadcast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.